Hey everyone, it's Jamie here and welcome to Travel Blog Jamie. Please do like, subscribe and turn on notifications. It's totes free of charge. Let's talk Disneyland Paris. I first visited when it opened back in 1992, then known as Euro Disney, and I visited frequently thereafter. But in the last decade, I've had a real love-hate relationship with this park, so I gave it some distance. In spring 2022, I returned for the first time in years. Has it changed for the better? Well, yes and no. Here's what I loved and downright could not stomach. What have your experiences been on visiting Disneyland Paris? Drop those comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, so I love the convenience of travelling from the UK. Here's a brief look at the Eurostar experience and how you could arrive into the heart of the action. And here we are arriving into Marne-la-Vallée-Chessy, home to Disneyland Paris. And as you can see, the railway station quite literally is at the heart of the resort. Right, so when you come out of the station, you can see just how close you are to the park. Just over here you can see where the shuttle buses are, which are complimentary to take you to the Disney Hotel. When you are actually on site, the convenience continues. You can walk from any Disney hotel to Disney Village, Disneyland Park and Walt Disney Studios. Depending on where you stay, it could be as fast as minutes and certainly no longer than 15 to 20 minutes depending on the hotel. The budget ones, as you can imagine, are a little further. And I am Jamie. No, nothing happened. There we have it, folks. That's the entry to Walt Disney Studios. We're heading to Disney Park and it's taken 15 minutes in total from the hotel, and that includes me stopping, yapping away, taking pictures. Shuttle bus all the way to the parks. Only takes about 5 minutes as well. And oh my goodness, if you stay at the Disneyland Hotel, you are literally at the entrance to the park and your wallet will know it too. You can't get much closer to the action though. Good to know, as of 2022, this hotel is being refurbed. Oh, the lines. I don't mean the fact that you might have to wait in line, or a long one at that. I mean the fact that so many of the attractions have really dull zigzag lines open to the elements and with a real lack of theming that is noticeable in some of the other Disney parks around the globe. And folks, given this is France, you can expect freezing temperatures, snow, ice and a lot of rain when you are stood out in those boring lines. Just wait until later in the video to see what I experienced in April. And yes, even for food, you're going to have to join a line, and a really boring one at that. Sorry. However, I'll tell you what I loved: the parades, the shows, the meet and greets at Disneyland Paris, and I felt there were plenty on offer and regular times during the day. Okay, the nighttime show being at 11 PM on my visit is not necessarily family friendly, I'll give you that, but worth the wait. Anyway, sit back, relax and have a look at some of the spectacles awaiting you. Oh my gosh, why am I so dramatic today? Standard. Oh, you are not going to believe how busy, you are going to believe how busy these parades and shows can get. I really recommend you arrive for a spot at least half an hour in advance. Some people are arriving about an hour in advance of these shows. Be warned. Now then, the rides at these two Disney parks are a win for me. Why? Well, because some are completely unique to Disneyland Paris. The Studio Tram Tour lives, although with a Cars overlay. Better than nothing. The Pirates of the Caribbean here has more hills to fly down than in some of the other parks, so it's a more thrilling ride in my opinion. Johnny Depp celebrating a recent court victory over Amber Heard. The original and ever so cute Ratatouille ride is located here at Walt Disney Studios. And one of my favourites, Crush's Coaster, one of a kind, great dark ride meets spinning coaster goodness. Actually, it's mine. You want Space Mountain? No problem. How about one that launches you uphill into darkness and with multiple inversions? Oh yes. Then there's the original Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom coaster, a bit rough but packs a punch. Let's not forget Big Thunder Mountain. This one has to be my favourite, with an immediate descent from the station under the river before resurfacing on the mountain. And that lift hill partway through the ride has awesome effects. No Guardians overlay here yet. Disneyland Paris is also home to the original RC Racer, which has the thrill factor, and this Toy Story Land has a raft of family favourites too. Essentially, if you think you've done the Disney rides, there are enough reiterations of those same rides here to keep you amused, not to mention some world originals. Some say Disneyland Paris is the prettiest of all Disney parks around the world. Well, I somewhat agree. There's no denying it is super colourful, whimsical, and I would argue much better maintained right now than it was a decade ago, when the park seemed to be left to disintegrate. Oh, that was also very dramatic, wasn't it? Anyway, let's have a look around some of the also pretty nooks and crannies of Disneyland Paris. Am I the only one who finds this a bit creepy? Ah, now that's pretty, isn't it? The flowers, I mean. Listen up, you lot. I am not looking to start a debate here, but holy macaroni, smoking is a problem at the park. Not all people follow the rules as to where you can and cannot smoke. Some smoke in lines, others where people are eating, and they are rarely reminded by cast members. Me, I don't care if you smoke or not, but stick to the designated areas, please, and thank you. Food is subjective, right? But I am not a fan at Disneyland Paris, I'm afraid to say. You have your usual burger chains, Starbucks, sandwich houses, and a never-ending selection of really overpriced buffets. They are obsessed with buffets here, I am telling you. Apart from the odd restaurant like Captain Jack's or Cafe Agrabah, it's all very mediocre and expensive in the parks, and the hotels fixate on buffets. €38 per adult for dinner in a budget hotel, only one drink included, €21 per person for breakfast, gratuities not included. In the deluxe hotels, you're looking at €42 per person for dinner. If you have a sizable family, this is not going to be cheap. At the Manhattan restaurant in Hotel New York, it's an eye-watering €17 for a bowl of soup, €30 for a simple pasta dish. Ouch. Here's my review from the Chuck Wagon buffet dinner, because I'm obsessed with buffet too. Right, so we've got some chicken right next to the vegan dish. Like, we've got a tortellini, penne, a bolognese sauce, and a pomodoro sauce. You might start to notice a certain lack of food in some of the dishes, and some of it has been sat for quite some time. That's going to be a running theme here, I'm afraid to say. This is not the Disney quality I've had from other parks around the world. Barbecue stations, so we've got baked potatoes, pork ribs. They look good actually. That pork rib was really nasty, just full of grease and fat and bone. No. I've gone for the purple cauliflower soup, although there's nothing purple about it. In fact, it looks grey. I hope it tastes better than it looks. Not gonna lie, the vegan chili was excellent. Do I think it was good value for money? No, and that's largely down to the quality of the food. It was just okay. If I compare that to the kind of buffets I've had at Walt Disney World resorts, it is not a patch on what I've had at somewhere like Boma or Cape May, for example. Would I go back? Not in a hurry. And don't ask me to try the buffet breakfast, just don't go there. I suppose I am full up at least. Sorry, staying with the not so good Disney Village, Disneyland Paris's entertainment zone, with mediocre restaurants and a distinct lack of entertainment. It makes Anaheim's downtown area look like a paradise, and you can't even begin to compare it with Disney Springs. Truthfully, it's soulless, unappealing, uninspiring, filled with burgers, sandwiches, and overpriced experiences in need of a severe facial lift, such as the Rainforest Cafe and Planet Hollywood. Nope, I am not a fan. The highlights for me are the Panamagique air balloon, the Disney store, Annette's Diner, the exit, and the knowledge that from autumn 2022, there are plans to overhaul this mess of an entertainment zone. Sorry folks, not holding back on this one. We don't talk about Jamie. No, 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 no. Alrighty, let's get controversial. Oh, I love a bit of controversy, because Premier Access means you can purchase pretty much front of line access to any multitude of rides throughout your days at the park. When it got super busy one afternoon, I tried this feature out using the Disneyland Paris app, and I know you'll hate me for this, but it worked a treat. I walked straight on to Big Thunder Mountain. Now, I know most of us miss traditional fast passes, sob, swish, swish, but for the odd ride here and there, this feature really made a difference. Okay, I know it's not cheap, but from the moment I purchased a Premier Access, it was an almost immediate walk-on. Prices will fluctuate depending on the season and day. Over Easter, it cost anywhere between 8 to 18 euros depending on the popularity of the ride. I certainly preferred this system to Walt Disney World's Lightning Lane Frenzy starting at 7 AM each day. Ugh. Okay, now you can all hate on me. Let's go, let's do this. I love the hideaways and the unexpected at Disneyland Paris. You could spend an hour just exploring Sleeping Beauty's castle. Underneath, brave the dungeon to face Maleficent in dragon form. I mean, how awesome is this? And yes, you can walk through the castle here. Absorb that moment. Beautiful. Ooh, there are other nooks and crannies to explore. Look. Alrighty, I have got a good hack for you all. Running parallel to Main Street, which can get really busy at times, of course, is another street. It's like a parade. It's also the back entrance to lots of the shops. So if you want to avoid some of the crowds, if you're in a hurry, this is the place for you. Nice tip, Jamie, you travel blogger, you. Ooh, look, there's Le Passage de Aladdin. Aladdin's Passage. Yeah, okay, unfortunate in name, but explore Aladdin's Passage in Adventureland Disneyland Park. Sorry, making myself laugh. It's a walk-through passage, and easy to miss. I have a love-hate relationship with the weather at Disneyland Paris. In April on day one, it was freezing and snowed heavily. This is France after all. On day two, it was sunny and very warm. I'll take the humidity and downpours of summer in Orlando any day over this, but I know some of you would prefer the cold. You say tomato, I say tomato. Oh my god, it's actually snowing. Il neige! Il neige! I am, let's say, more optimistic about the future of the woeful Walt Disney Studios, a park built as an afterthought and with minimal attractions. With the Avengers campus opening on 20th of July 2022, early reports are not great, but I'll be the judge of that, and the land of Arendelle from Frozen, is that how you say it? Already under construction, there is hope for this park yet, I think. And there you have it, folks, my honest thoughts on Disneyland Paris. It is certainly an improvement on a decade ago, but there is still much work to be done. Never mind me rambling on though, what are your thoughts? Drop those words below and I'll get back to you. I have oodles of Disneyland Paris, Walt Disney World and Hong Kong Disneyland vlogs on my channel, so what are you waiting for? Don't forget to follow Travel Blog Jamie on Twitter, Instagram and YouTube.